in Section 2. Let's keep the focus there. As I showed you, Manheim Central doing really well. They lead the way right now with that record. We've seen them play, and they seem legit this year, Eric. And I thought it was going to be Warwick, Manheim, battling for that top spot. But right now the Barons are in front with that big Section 2 showdown looming next Saturday. Your thoughts on kind of these front runners right now in the section?
Well, and, obviously that was our first look at them last week when they played out at Garden Spot. And, when I look at the roster, I don't see a lot of size. So for the Barons, because they are going to be outsized, especially when it comes to the rebounding, it's going to be all about positioning. I was really impressed with the way they moved the ball. I mean, they passed extremely well. Unselfish. You know what you're going to get with Trey Grube. He is going to be your point production guy. But it's the other guys, again, just almost like with the Central girls. If you can get some of these role players that they can add some points to the overall team production, I think it's going to be a good push then for the Barons. Because we saw this too in the second half against Garden Spot. Coach Fisher said, all right, time to bring out the trap, and Garden Spot just didn't have an answer for that trap defense. Central forced a lot of turnovers, a lot of transition baskets for Manheim Central, and that's how they opened it up in the second half and ran away with it.
So it will be key to see how the Warwick and Manheim matchups go this year. There'll be two of them. And, typically Warwick has controlled that. But this year, Manheim seems like they'll have a shot at it. And I wonder, Tim, if Warwick's going to be kicking themselves that they let one slip away in the section against a Garden Spot team that Manheim handled pretty clearly.
Yeah, and I was looking at that box score from last night, and the final was 58-56. The Spartans won that, but the last quarter, they outscored the Warwick Warriors. Garden Spot did 27-12. In fact, Eric, this was a team Warwick that was up 32-22, and they even outscored them in the third quarter by 3. So they're up by 13, and really, there's just no excuse. I obviously wasn't there, didn't see it. I'm not going to blame it on coaching. I think that's just the kids. I think, maybe a Garden Spot team getting hot in that fourth quarter, but the kids have got to do a better job. It's when you are beating a team at least by double digits going into the fourth quarter, and you're as good as the Warwick Warriors are, you've got to put the hammer down and you've got to finish them. To be outscored 27-12 in the fourth quarter, I just can't believe it. And guys, one comment about Trey Grube. One of the big numbers for him, he's averaging about 25 points a game, 4 3-pointers a game. But Eric, you'll love this. Over 84% free throw shooter for him. So that is, when it counts, he is money from everywhere.
It is true. I mean, last year he led the league in points, 3-pointers, and free throws and all of those. So, I mean, he really is a well-rounded player. At senior year, he's chasing that record, 3-point record. I think he's about 8 away from tying right now. So it's coming up here soon. I mean, does it show up on next Tuesday when we have that Warwick-Manheim matchup? I hope so. For Eric's sake, I mean.
Oh, for Eric.
Maybe a milestone for us.
Yeah, maybe a milestone.